Hello and welcome to Channel Sports this morning. Many thanks for joining us again. I am Taya Salam. This is what the show looks like. Starting off with the Super Eagles of Nigeria, Raducanu has arrived in camp to make it a full house for the World Cup qualifier against the Central African Republic on Thursday. That's tomorrow. Also on sport this morning, Nigeria's mixed doubles curlers begin their pre-Winter Olympics qualification with a narrow defeat against Kazakhstan. Still in sport this morning, this time in basketball, Pau Gasol, two-time NBA champion, has announced his retirement from the sport after 23 years. Stay with us for all of these and more for the next 53 minutes on Channel Sport this morning. I'm not flying solo alone. I've got Demola Ogunbono once again keeping his shirts for Wednesday. Demola, always great to have you on the show.
Thank you so much, Tayo. Good morning to our viewers, and thank you for having me again this morning.
You're welcome, guy. All right, let's start off with the news that are coming up from the basketball world and tell you about Pau Gasol, who's announced his retirement from the sport after 23 years. Pau Gasol, recall, played for the LA Lakers and won 2 NBA championships. He's an absolute legend of the sport. Won a world title with Spain as well. So, but after 23 years, he's decided to call it quits. He will no longer play any form of basketball professionally, internationally, or otherwise. Pau Gasol paid his dues and has decided to call it quits at the ripe old age of 41.
And after a 23-year-old career.
Wow.
And he has a couple of rings to show for his efforts as well.
True.
Fantastic player, in and around the perimeter, for the LA Lakers then. And fantastic player. I mean, he has deserved everything he has earned. And at 41, I think it's just right about time that he called it quit this time around. So we wish him all the very best. He has been a fantastic, NBA player over the years.
Fantastic ambassador as well. It must be said, one of those players you would call a role model when it comes to the sport. There he is making that announcement. Of course, it was a very emotional situation for Pau Gasol. 7'1". That's how tall he is. And because he's so tall, you think he's not a good shooter. He's actually very decent with his shots as well, too. And he was signed by the NBA side, the Memphis Grizzlies, in 2001, made his professional debut with Barcelona in 1998. Like I said, he won NBA titles with LA Lakers in 2009, 2010. How can you forget that fantastic partnership with Kobe Bryant for the Lakers during that period? He was also chosen as an All-Star six times. So
yeah, 6 times.
It wasn't only respected by his fellow pros, it was respected and adored by the fans as well, too, who were very, very important in selecting their All-Stars on a yearly basis. Gasol later played for the Chicago Bulls, the San Antonio Spurs, and had a brief stint with the Milwaukee Bucks, plus 4 months at the Portland Trail Blazers, where injury prevented him from playing. He returned to Barcelona earlier this year, helping his boyhood club end a 7-year wait to win the Spanish championship in June. He was a talisman for Spain, helping them win Olympic silver medal at the 2008 and 2012 games, plus bronze in 2016. If it wasn't for the United States, we'd be talking about at least a couple of gold medals for Pau Gasol in the Olympics.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. He came through for Spain, not once, not twice, and a fantastic ambassador for the Spanish basketball as well. And it's interesting to note that even the LA Lakers are reportedly planning
to
hang up his number 16 jersey.
Wow.
I mean, that shows the kind of player he was for them and how big he was for the franchise of the LA Lakers. He has done big things, and I think about time that he called it quits and to go and enjoy his retirement as well.
Indeed. Fantastic gesture coming from the LA Lakers. They're going to retire his number 16 jersey. That's what they do to players that have made a tremendous impact on franchises in the NBA. Congratulations once again to Pau Gasol. Wish him all the best in his post-basketball career. Still talking basketball, this time around, let's go to the NBA and talk about the preseason games that were played late last night and early this morning. We're here to tell you that the champions, the Milwaukee Bucks, started on a losing note. They were in action against the Memphis Grizzlies and they lost by 10 points. But before that, there were other games involving the Indiana Pacers and the Knicks that ended 125-104 in favor of New York. The Wizards were also in action against the Houston Rockets, ended 125-119 in favor of Houston, while the Cavs lost scandalously against the Chicago Bulls, 131-95. And like I said, the Bucks also lost. They lost against Memphis, 77-87, 10-point loss. But in this game, our focus is all about Jordan Nwora. Jordan Nwora was very decent, started this game. Was always going to get the opportunity because it's preseason. The main players aren't playing just yet. What a way to grab the opportunity presented to you.
16 points is no joke.
Nope.
I think he's coming into his own, over time.
Yes.
And seeing what he did against, even though it was a losing effort, yes, but
Yep.
16 points is not a bad, game for him at all. Going into the season proper, which starts on October 20th. This is good preseason for them. And if you can keep it up as it is, in water, as it is. Possibly, you have a good run in the team, and will not just be a player who comes in and once or twice and try and do something.
Yeah.
If you can keep this tempo going, if you can keep this scoring run going, and it can improve as well, it can only get better for the Bucks.
Yeah, indeed. We'll be keeping an eye on the progress of Jordan Nwora. Last season was his rookie year. It's the second year in the NBA now, more experience in the league, more experience with the national team as well. Too was at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics for Nigeria, where he was arguably, one of the best players for the country. So definitely, we'll keep an eye on his progress. Hopefully, he can play a lot more regularly for the Milwaukee Bucks this season. We're not leaving the Bucks just yet. This time around, let's talk about the MVP himself, Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is incidentally a Nigerian as well too, but plays for Greece these days. He didn't feature in their opener against the Memphis Grizzlies because of injury. The injury suffered in the finals of the Eastern Conference last season, still bothering him, so he didn't feature in this game. But he's been talking, and it's all about retaining that title, even though he admits it's going to be very, very tough.
It is going to be tight indeed. Injury has curtailed his preparation going into the new season.
Yes.
But then again, you can see that the young man with so much talent and resilience and power, power play.
Power.
It's always, but going into the new season, all the teams have reinforced, as it were, and it's going to be tough in the East as well as in the West. His brother played in the game in the preseason, but the talent of Giannis and what it brings to the table, has never been in doubt. And I think he's still going to be a very, very huge player for the Bucks going into the new season. But for them, retaining that title is going to be very, very instrumental. But do I see them doing it? I don't.
It's tough.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
I can understand why you're a bit skeptical about the Bucks retaining their title. That's because the Lakers have retooled their roster. You seen that roster? You see all the guys on it? You see what the Brooklyn Nets are doing as well, too?
It is incredible. I think it's going to be really, really interesting. I don't know if the old guards are as aware. I wouldn't say they are old guards because these guys can still play. That's talking about the Lakers. They have experience, in that team, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony, Westbrook,
Dwight Howard,
DeAndre Jordan, Dwight Howard. The list is endless. So that's a power team. Any coach will be glad to have that. But we'll see when it comes to game management and how many people get to play. Because at the end of the day, it's just going to be 5 of them on the court at a time. I want to see how they're able to gel together. I think this preseason will go a long way to show how far they have come along and come together and see what they can really throw up when the NBA season proper starts.
Incidentally, those two teams, the Lakers and the Brooklyn Nets, tipped off preseason against each other, and it was Brooklyn prevailing in that particular game. Can't read too much meaning into that one because it's still preseason, and a lot of the star players did not feature in that one. Back to the Bucks and back to Giannis. Giannis admits and acknowledges it's going to be very tough to retain the title, but nonetheless, he is aiming to do just that. If they're coming for us, we're going to be coming for them too. That's the message from Giannis Antetokounmpo. We all know it's very hard to get to the top, but it's even harder staying at the top. And when your superstar already acknowledges this and knows what is about to happen, I think it's a good thing going into the season.
It is. It is. It shows confidence. It shows that yes, he's not sitting on his on
his laurels.
On his laurels, and he wants to go there and do it again. It's going to be tough. Everybody's being a champion now, they are going to come for you, and they will come for you real hard. If you can stay injury-free, if the other guys, in the team as well can pull up their own weight and not make it a one-man show, I think, yes, the Bucks, yes, in the East, I think they will try, but Tayo, it's always going to be difficult.
I agree. The NBA GMs, the general managers, have actually picked the Brooklyn Nets to win the NBA title this season. Fingers crossed that we'll see how it pans out at the end of the season. That's it for basketball for now. Let's go on to Las Vegas and tell you it's all about the trilogy between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Both fighters have landed in Vegas, and they're ready to show out on Saturday night. That's going to be Sunday morning Nigerian time. And I'm very excited about this one. I remember when the fight was initially made, there were a lot of people who were like, no, I don't want to see this bout again. Fury has beaten him comprehensively in the second bout. Why did they have to fight again? But then there was a clause that stated Deontay had the right to rematch, and that's been exercised, and that's been sealed, signed, and delivered. We'll see pictures are coming from the arrival. First of all, is that of the challenger, Deontay Wilder, former heavyweight champion of the world. They call him the Bronze Bomber. This time around, he's sounding very confident that he has all it takes to reclaim his WBC belt. And for Tyson Fury, as usual, his jovial self.
Making the ring walk here at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas as he defends his championship against Deontay Wilder.
It's a bit of a joker, everyone knows it, but when he gets into the ring, man, it's a different animal entirely.
Exactly, Tayo. This guy talks the talk and he walks the walk as well.
Yes.
It's been 1 year, 7 months, and 18 days, till Saturday when they're going to fight. That yes,
it's been that long.
That both men here have been outside of the ring, and people have been saying that inactivity might just cost Fury, but I beg to differ. I think Fury is just a very thorough boxer. His ring craft, and for a man that big and that huge, and the way he moves around the ring, I think Fury, yes, he jokes around. He might seem, he's not serious, but and then he gets into that ring and he turns into a monster. I think the only chance Wilder has of winning this trilogy fight is a knockout.
Of course.
If he can't get a knockout, he can never outpunch Fury.
No.
I don't see that happening. So he has to go for that right punch that we all know packs so much power.
Yes.
And if he can do that and land a punch or two on Fury,
that's lights out.
It might wobble him a bit, and if he can do that, repeatedly, I think he might just get that knockout in second. But if not, going to the toe against that, Fury has a larger, wingspan. He has a longer range. His height too comes into play. He's fleet-footed for a person that big.
Man.
And
for giants,
I think Wilder has his work cut out if he's going to win this fight. He never accepted the fact that he lost.
Yeah, never accepted. We all found out.
But we all saw how the second
he was.
He was. He was trying to lay blame on the coach, which he fired afterwards, and saying that the outfit to put on while coming into the ring was too heavy and all that.
Ridiculous.
Yes. Now you're going into a trilogy fight. Let's see what Wilder can do, but it's really, really, really going to be interesting.
I agree. Totally. It's going to be a very, very exciting fight. Both fighters are carrying knockout power, as we've seen in their previous fights. Let's take a listen to the boxers talking about the fight on Saturday, starting with the challenger, Deontay Wilder.
Saturday night, how you see the fight playing out with you and Tyson Fury in your third fight on pay-per-view?
I see me beating them up and then knocking them out. Many things that I visualized in the first fight, along with the second. And I didn't execute game plan. But this time around, it's just a different feeling. All the way around. Just all the surrounding around me, the atmosphere. Just the energy as a whole, and I'm looking forward to putting on a great performance come October the 9th, you know, and those that's going to be in the arena, they're going to feel the electricity that's in there.
I'm living in Wilder's mind, rent-free, the whole time, 2 years. Every time he looks in the mirror, he sees Tyson Fury. Every time he goes to bed, before he closes his eyes at night, he sees the Gypsy King. And everything he wakes up and thinks about in the morning, he thinks of Tyson Fury. Even when he goes to sleep at night with his missus, he's thinking of Tyson Fury. You know, it's crazy. It must be crazy to be obsessed with a man like me so much in his life that... Crazy. It's just crazy. But, you know, I've not really made too much of what he says, because this time I'm going to put a knuckle duster on each hand, and then I'm going to go into the fight. I might even put double knuckle dusters.
A couple egg whites extra.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe I even bring like a steel baseball bat into the ring, maybe in my trousers or something. Who knows? Can't tell. Can't tell with the Gypsy King. I'm magic. I'm like Houdini.
Tyson Gypsy King now goes by Harry Houdini. Interesting, very exciting fight indeed. Tyson Fury knows how to talk the talk and walk the walk. Such an interesting character. One of those that make the sport of boxing very exciting. Let's leave that for now. We still have 2 more days to do a preview of that big bout coming up on Saturday in Las Vegas. Let's move on now to tennis and tell you that US Open champion Emma Raducanu is back on the scene after taking a little break following that incredible run to the title Flushing Meadows. She's going to be playing next at the Indian Wells. Indian Wells is officially or unofficially called the 5th Grand Slam of the year because it's a very prestigious competition on the WTA tour. And she's been talking about, you know, her chances, the next chapter of her career, as well as a choice for our new coach. We need to go on a break right about now. When we come back, we're going to be listening to everything that Emma Raducanu has to say as she attempts to perhaps win the Indian Wells title. Join us again. It's back to business for Emma Raducanu, the first qualifier to win a major, also the first British woman to win a Grand Slam in 44 years. What an incredible run it was. Shout out as well to Leila Fernandez. The teenagers simply took over the last major of the year. It was such a fantastic tournament to watch. But got to move on to the next chapter now. And next up is Indian Wells. Like I said, Indian Wells is a massive competition on the WTA tour as well. And it's going to have all of the best players.
It is, but it's sad to see that world number 1, Ashley Barty, you know, she withdrew because of injury.
Yeah, too bad.
So I think the floor is open now to the likes of Raducanu, Fernandez, and see who can win the tour. And for Raducanu, I think our chances are quite valid. I think he is having parted ways with a former coach.
Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew Richardson.
Yeah.
Now being assisted by Jeremy Bates, you know. She's taking her time now before she can, you know.
Well, first of all, were you surprised that with that move, changing coaches after winning the biggest title of your career?
I'm sure she's better advised, and like she said, that's in the past now. She's moving into a new phase, being number 22 in the world now, and she needs a coach who has more experience, who's been there, done that. I'm sure she's going to get that. But going into this Indian Wells, she's being assisted by Jeremy Bates, who is not a bad coach as well.
True.
In the Lawn Tennis Association in Britain, especially when it comes to women's tennis.
Yeah.
Raducanu, I mean, fantastic talent. She's just 18. I mean, it's just amazing when you think of what these girls, you know, can achieve in the next 10 years, barring injury. I think the world is just theirs for the taking.
Your spots on world fit. There's no 2 ways about it. Top tier endorsement deals is already in the bag. She's expected to earn millions of dollars by the time it's all said and done. Of course, she's got to keep doing well on the WTA tour, and there's no doubt she can do it because the talent is never in doubt. And in Indian Wells, she might likely face her idol, that's Simona Halep, in the 3rd round. She's got a bye in the 1st round, so we'll see how that pans out. Imagine when idols become rivals, right? That's it, because no one ever thought Emma would be at this stage at this point of her career?
You know, I don't think it comes any sooner for her. I mean, like it or not, these guys have put the work in. They've been training since they were kids. This is what their life journey has been about. This is what has been. So we might, you know, start seeing the money and, like you mentioned,
the endorsements.
The endorsements start coming through now. But they've put the work in. It's time for them to start reaping, you know, from all those their effort. And her meeting up with Simona Halep, who happens to be one of our idols. I mean,
I'll be interested.
It is going to be really interesting, and you know, we'll see who comes up top in that game.
All right, fingers crossed. We wish Emma Raducanu in this next chapter of her career. One thing is that definitely certain the elements of surprise is no longer there, and every player she plays will be bringing their A game to take her because they know she is the champion. Let's see how she deals with that, because it's a totally different situation in that matter. Let's leave tennis. That's it for today, and go to Turkey to give you updates concerning Nigerian curlers at that competition. It's a Winter Olympics qualification event. Nigerian mixed double team of Tijani Cole and Susanna Cole as well started on a losing note. Unfortunately, it was a very, very competitive game against Kazakhstan, and unfortunately, it was Kazakhstan that prevailed 8-7, so they lost by a point. But the scoreline suggests that it was a very tough game. And to see Nigeria playing the likes of Kazakhstan at curling or in curling and losing by points, that's very commendable.
It is. It shows the effort these guys have put in. And Angelina Iboya and Madi Yakubayev of Kazakhstan. These guys are really good. To see that we only lost by a point, it shows that these guys have really put in the effort, and they only just, you know, came short. If they had won, it would have been magical, because this is not a kind of sport that we traditionally as a nation is known for. And to see them go and represent and do justice, they didn't win, yes, but they did the best they could, and we can only say kudos to them. Yeah,
we can only say kudos to them, and better luck next time in their next games. They still got Brazil, they got other teams that they will face in this competition. Hopefully, they can come up with a couple of victories. That's it for curling. Let's go to the most popular sports in the country, and that's football. I don't know if you can feel it in the air. The Super Eagles are in town, and they'll be taking on the Central African Republic on Thursday. It's a FIFA World Cup qualifier for Qatar 2022, to be precise. It's a full house now. That's because Maduka Okoye has now arrived in camp as well, to last player to arrive. So everything looks ready for Nigeria to take out CAR on Thursday. I don't think any other result has been expected other than a very convincing win.
Absolutely, Tayo. Yes, there was injury concerns, but I think the players that have been invited to take the places of these players, they will do justice. The like of Taiwo Awoni making getting his maiden call-up, and hopefully he's going to play on Thursday as well.
Fingers crossed.
The likes of Calvin Bassey as well. And when Ndidi was,
ruled out,
the news came around that has been ruled out through injury. Yes, there were concerns, but then I think Innocent Bonke, the last time around he played in
as an away game.
Yeah, an away game in the qualifiers. He did a yeoman's job. He did very, very well. I've forgotten the person he partnered with now, and he didn't do too badly. So I don't think CAR will pose any serious threat, as it were, to Nigeria. Yes, we expect that it will be a victory for Nigeria, both home and away. Sadly, CAR will not be playing, in their own top, in their own country. They'll be playing in Douala, on the 10th. But we expect that the guys in camp will do justice and give us the needed victory, both home and away, Tayo.
Indeed. I think you mentioned Taiwo Awoni already. Then, which other player are you looking forward to watching? Obviously, you know the regulars already, the usual suspects. But is there any other player you'd like to see Gennaro or give a run out?
Awoni, because yes, in Germany he's been scoring goals, he's been assists as well. It would be interesting to see how he plays up front, because I think the likes of Kelechi Iheanacho and Victor Osimhen have earned their starting berth in the team. They've been there, done that. They've proven that yes, they can be relied on when it comes to the Super Eagles. But then it will be nice to see the likes of Awoni come through as well. And for Maduka, who just coming in this morning, as reports suggested, I don't know if there's time enough for him to train and get a starting berth in that team. I don't think CAR will pose so much threat. I would like to see other keepers being given a chance. Maybe the coach will not like to take such chances.
I mean, arriving a day before.
A day before, you know, and you have guys who have been there too, and it's not as if CAR, you know, is going to pose so much threat to us. Yes. So I would like to see a couple of changes here and there and see how some of the new guys can hold their own in the game.
Indeed. For Michael Okoye, he played on Sunday for Sparta Rotterdam against PSG. That was such a tough game to watch. His goal was peppered all night long. He was making saves after saves, about 8 before he finally, his resistance was finally broken by PSG with just a few minutes left in the game. But that is to say, he gave a very good account of himself, and he must be very tired from that onslaught from PSB. But that's why the coach, Ken Roy, is being paid to make these difficult decisions. He's going to have to, you know, stick with Maduka or give other goalkeepers a chance. Francis is always a very good player, you know, keeper in his own right as well. So there's also Daniel Akpe, who's vastly experienced. But we'll see tomorrow if Ken Roy will stick.
There's no denying the fact that Maduka is a fantastic coach.
No doubt.
I just think him coming a day before the match,
I agree.
You know, might just be.
It's not ideal at all.
It's not. So let's see if the other guys too can, you know, take their chances with both hands now. We don't know what the coach is going to decide, you know, but hey, we'll see how it goes.
Well, what about Calvin Bassey? Yeah, I was thinking you'd mentioned the young player from Rangers as well. Plays left back and also play as a centre back.
I think I've only seen him play a couple of times. He's a decent footballer, no doubt. Him getting a call up by the coach, I'm sure he's going to take his chances, you know, with both hands now. If he gets to play, maybe not tomorrow, but in the away game, the reverse fixture in Douala in Cameroon. Yes, this guy should be given a run around. Let's see what they bring to the table. And I'm sure that they want to do justice to the jersey. That's almost a tongue twister for me there. But I hope that these guys will come in and do what they need to be, you know, what they need to be done, and you know, show, give a good account of themselves. You know, given this opportunity to play for country.
All right, so we'll see how it pans out tomorrow against the Central African Republic. Join us again tomorrow morning for a final preview of that matchup between the Super Eagles and the CAR. We're still talking international football, but this time let's take a step down, or let's move over to the female or to the women's and talk about the Falconets. The Falconets will be taking, incidentally, on the same opposition. Opposition from the same country. Let me put it that way. They'll be taking on the Central African Republic in the FIFA Under-20 World Cup qualifier. They won the first leg in Douala by 7-0. So the second leg is pretty much a formality, and they're just going to go there and, you know, consolidate on what it did in the first leg.
Absolutely. I think the game is done and dusted already. I mean, I think it's safe to say. I mean, if you can go away and win 7-0, I just hope that it won't be too much. I mean, they've won already. Just go easy on the girls and don't
pick up unnecessary injuries and stuff.
You know,
play safe, play smart.
Because you won already. What I would like to see is if the male team, Super Eagles, can replicate this same scoreline.
It's two different things.
I know,
what you're saying,
you know. I think I'm asking for too much. Yes, I'm just saying, I'm sure we're going to get, you know, a victory. Nothing is too short tire, because this Super Eagles, we've seen what they did against Sierra Leone. But I'm sure they have learned from their lessons, and they won't take any team for granted. Yes, go there, give us good football. Let's see what the coach brings, you know, when it comes to tactical decisions and how the game is being played. Are we going to see some possession football? Are we going to see intricate passes? Are we going to see the game being built up from the back? You know, we just don't want to see us go there and run arounds. Let's see how these boys can play and run rings and, you know, 1, 2, 3 passes together. Let's see beautiful football. These are the kind of games where you want to go there and show exactly what you've been building with your players, you know, as aware. So let's see how the team play really is and how they can gel. We know that, yes, this should be an easy victory for us, but they still need to go there, put their A game on, and win the game for us.
They've got to take it seriously, and that's the good thing. That's because the coach and the players as well, they're not underestimating the CAL ahead of today's game.
Playing for the national team is not easy. You have to be talented, you have to be skillful before you can play for your national team. So I feel blessed to be among the players that is playing for the national team. We are still going to put the same kind of energy. As you can see, the spirit is very high. So we are here to score more than the goals we scored in the previous match. We are very prepared because we still have like 5 to 6 matches to play before we can qualify for the World Cup. So the spirit is high, and we are looking forward to perform better than we have been performing.
Confidence is we want to get to the World Cup. We want to get Costa Rica. So we put in everything we have and everything we can to make sure that we win. I think we were doing our bit, and the Federation is, especially you see a lot of competitions coming around, like this Obaseke Cup, there's a Nigeria Chelsea. I think with those competitions in hand, I think we'll get there.
As the coach of the team, Christopher Danjuma, very confident about another win over the CAR later today in Lagos. Your last word on this before we move on?
I can hear the lady saying that they want to
score
more than the 7.
Scary.
Let's just go easy on these girls already. The likes of Messi Doko, Esther and Joy Jerry, Deborah Biodun, Taiwo Lawal. I mean, they were fantastic in that game. They should just go easy on these girls. Let's see other girls come in, and play
get
as well. And see. And it's interesting to note that the winner between Egypt and DC Congo, I think their match ended 1-1. Now, for the reverse fixture, whoever wins, between those two is who we're going to be facing in the next round, for to see who's going to go to Costa Rica. So I'm sure our Falconets can do it.
Yeah, why
they've
not?
been brilliant over time. I just hope that they are well compensated and well sorted, and the coach as well, Chris Danjuma. What a fantastic job he's doing, Tayo.
Indeed. All right, stick with us for all of the updates on the Falconets match against the Central African Republic. You can get all of the updates on the show tomorrow. Still talking football, let's go to South America now and tell you that Lionel Messi has joined the Argentina camp and training for the triple World Cup qualifying matches. 3 matches will be played against Paraguay, Uruguay, that's going to be on October the 10th, and Peru on the 14th. Argentina currently second in CONMEBOL and have 18 points. Brazil, of course, are the top dogs in that region with 24. There's also Paraguay, Uruguay, Peru, who are currently 6th, 3rd, and 7th, respectively. Messi will get one more opportunity to try and win the World Cup before it's all said and done. Of course, that's if Argentina qualify, but they're looking well-placed to do just that.
They're looking well-placed to do that, and you could see that the last time around when they won
the Copa
America, you could see how bad they really wanted it, how relieved they were, how all the players came together for Messi. If they can pull such effort and they can pull such weight behind and do that in the next World Cup, if they qualify, in which I think they're on course to doing that. I mean, they have fantastic players, all around. So I really think they will be there and about. It was sad to say that they almost did. How many years ago now when they got to the final, only to lose
to Germany.
But then again, I think it will be one last, right for
one last one.
Yeah, for Lionel Messi, if he can get to do that. He has finally, gotten that monkey off his back he hasn't won, anything for his national team. True. He has done that already, and I think he will want to take it one step further, going into the World Cup. So, brilliant opportunity for him if they can pull that off.
Indeed, fingers crossed. Argentina looking to qualify for the World Cup and perhaps win the title again. Let's leave Argentina and the World Cup qualifiers and tell you about Roberto Mancini and the Azzurri. That's the Italian national team. We can't forget too soon the remarkable run they had on their way to winning the Euro 2020 with that dramatic penalty shootout victory over England. Now they want to become the top dogs undisputable in Europe by winning the UEFA Nations League again as well. Right. I mean, come on, if you win the Euros, now you win the UEFA Nations League, then no team can talk to you, like, pretty much.
Absolutely, Tayo. They've gone 34 matches, or just 36 matches unbeaten
37, they keep going.
37 matches.
It's ridiculous.
I was hearing an interview with Mancini saying that they want to remain unbeaten until the end of the next World Cup.
Can't put it past them. Can't put it past them.
Can't put it past them.
No.
Can't put it past them, because I think Mancini is a brilliant manager. We remember what he did for Manchester City in the English Premier League. He has been there, done that. He's a fantastic coach. He brings a winning mentality to his team. See, the way a coach talks and speaks to his players, you know, the kind of confidence he exudes, you know, can trickle down, can you know, go around in the team as well, and all your team want to fight for you. And that is what we expect a coach, you know, to do. You know, psychologically build this player up to a certain level where they think that nothing is impossible, that they can go there, they can win it. I mean, if you're saying that he wants to see the Italian team go unbeaten until the end of the next World Cup, it's telling the players something that yes, we are going in there, want to go and win, let's go and fight. Yes, they'll be playing Spain later tonight with the injury worries. Yeah, it is. I think the Spanish side will have their work cut out later tonight.
Indeed, and to go 37 matches unbeaten, that's a serious testament to their mental fortitude. 37 games without a loss in international football, it is just massive.
It is.
And as I said, you can't put it past the Azzurri going all the way unbeaten until the end of the World Cup. But fingers crossed, we'll see how that pans out. But first of all, they've got to take out Spain in tonight's UEFA Nations League semifinals. We need to go on a break now. We'll come back. We'll be telling you all about the Euro 2024. We've got a story concerning that particular tournament. Of course, we just concluded Euro 2020, which was a fantastic tournament as well. Join us after this break. Welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. Time to go to Germany and tell you about the unveiling of the official logo for Euro 2024. It's going to go down in just about 3 years from now. But the story is that the logo has been unveiled. That's an official one for Euro 2024, which is going to be staged in Germany at the Olympic Stadium in Berlin. Starting to see pictures from that. Now, the tournament logo is derived from UEFA's 55-member association flags and their colors, which assembled in various combinations, reflecting the shape of the Olympia Stadium roof. The famous Henry Golonai Cup features at the center of the logo, while the 24 color slices around the trophy represents the 24 participating teams. The 51st Euro 2024 matches will be held across 10 host cities or venues in Germany in June and July 2024, with a full match schedule set to be confirmed in early 2022. Alexander Seferin, who is the head of UEFA, as the UEFA president, says this competition is going to be the best ever. Let's take a listen, sir. Yes, Alexander Seferin, very confident that Euro 2024 will be the best ever. That's a very strong statement. But he's talked about some of the reasons why this is going to be a special one. Very environmental friendly and green Euros.
Yeah,
I like
sustainable energy.
Yeah.
I think the man himself, I really like him since he has become president of UEFA. He has done a fantastic job. Yes, we know him to be a very tough man.
Very tough.
I think, to be fair, he has done a very, very good job, in and around Europe. The fact that Germany is going to be hosting, I think it's a fantastic place to visit. I haven't been there before. I'd love to.
Yeah.
But I think from what we've seen around and all their stadiums and all that, and throwing in the fact that it's going to be, like the president just mentioned now, a green Euro. I like the fact that they are putting the environment into consideration. They are paying attention to climate change and all that. If football is pushing that narrative, I think it's good for football, it's good for the community, it's good for the world at large as well.
Yes.
So a big kudos to Seferin and UEFA.
UEFA, all of the organizers as well. So that's it for Germany and Euro 2024, still some time away, but then preparations have started in earnest. All right, we're going to close the show shortly, but before then, let's take a look at what the papers are saying. Headlines dominated by Nigeria's match against Central African Republic tomorrow, World Cup qualifier. 22 Eagles attend training as Osimhen, Iheanacho land in Lagos. Okoye is joined the team as well. So Complete Sports, that's our first paper for review. And like I said, it's dominated by the Super Eagles World Cup qualifier against the CAR. There's also interesting stories concerning Marcus Rashford, set to return to action this week for Manchester United after starting the season or after undergoing surgery during the summer. Donnarumma fires PSG warning to Neves. It's very interesting dynamic between those two coaches. We've seen Pochettino rotate his goalkeepers. Sometimes Neves is started. Now we've seen Donnarumma as well. So, but surely going forward, Donnarumma has got to be number one. He's younger. He's, you can argue he's a better goalkeeper as well too, right?
Well, coming off the back, from winning the Euro, you could say that. But then, has he won what Navas has won coming from Real Madrid?
No.
He has won 3 or 4
Champions League
European
titles.
And this is what PSG are going for.
Right.
No doubt. Donnarumma is a younger, hungrier goalkeeper now. His range, his length, his width, he's a fantastic goalkeeper. But that is taking nothing away from Navas as well. I think the coach has to. This is where the problem of a coach comes in and how he's able to manage all those huge players he has in his squad. I think he will find ways of. There are so many competitions to play, So I think each goalkeeper will have ample time to prove their mettle, between the sticks for PSG.
Indeed, you mentioned the fact that Navas has won the Champions League multiple times. You're suggesting that might just play on the mind of Pochettino, since that's the title, that's the competition PSG really want to win. That's the holy grail. Why would he not start a goalkeeper that has been there and done it, or why would he start a goalkeeper that has never...
The thing is, Navas now, he's been there for the past couple of years, and still PSG have not been able to win.
There you go.
So bringing it, you probably feel, okay, he's saturated already, he's been there, done that. Let's bring a younger goalkeeper who is hungrier and hasn't won this thing before and really, really wants to win. So you could see Donnarumma starting the last match against Manchester City,
big match.
and he did a fantastic job. So Navas has been playing in the league. So I think, yes, he's going to alternate here and there, but I think he's going to stick with Donnarumma when it comes to the UEFA Champions League.
And on the long term as well too. However you want to look at that situation, I think is a win-win for PSG. Two great goalkeepers in their fold. Still on Complete Sports, Perez suggests Madrid deal for Mbappe. That's in January. Yes, Florentino Perez did an interview where he's pretty much optimistic about a pre-contract for Mbappe in July.
It will be, and it should be. And good times for Real Madrid fans who haven't, really signed a Galactico as well over the past couple of seasons.
It's been a while now.
Seeing that Mbappe can get to sign contract come January. I think, yes, I don't know what PSG were thinking, and this would be a steal for the steal of a generation for Real Madrid to get a player like Kylian Mbappe. You would think that with Messi coming through, you want to stay, but he's saying regardless with Messi or with no Messi, his mind is made up. And I think PSG, yes, they've gotten so many players for free, almost 5 or fantastic, footballers.
It's time for them to lose one for free as well.
Yeah, let them lose one for free as well. So what goes around?
All right, lastly on Complete Sports, I want to make a Bundesliga team of the week. Why not? Scored 2 beautiful goals for Union Berlin on Sunday. Let's go on to Sport. You want to say something on Awoni? I think you've said it all already. During our Super Eagles analysis. Let's go to Sporting Life. Injury stops Onuachu from training. There you go again. That's another injury issue. But the good thing is there is Awoni in camp as well. There's Iheanacho, there's Osimhen. I think that's about just enough to get the job done against the CAR. Absolutely. Roma, Inter interested in wings. You know something about these speculations and transfers? They don't make... They're so ridiculous and they look so Yeah, ridiculous is the word. Harry Winks, for example, we saw him on the Jose Mourinho, was one of those players Jose didn't fancy on the long run, wasn't giving Jose what he wants. So now Jose is in Roma. You're now linking the same player with Roma.
Maybe the player needs a different, you know, because I think I fancy Harry Winks as a footballer.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Really?
I do. Yeah, the Premiership might just be too tough for him.
For him, okay.
Yes, maybe that's why, you know, they're pushing the narrative that yes, maybe if he goes to Italy under the same coach, wouldn't fancy him. It's just like Tammy Abraham as well. It's not as if they didn't fancy him there, but it's just too tough in the Premier League.
But Tammy was a Chelsea's top scorer. You know, the coach just didn't fancy him.
He was.
Winks had several opportunities on the Jose last year. Didn't pull his weight at all.
Again, like I said, maybe he finds the Premiership just a little too tough for him.
I can say that. I'm going out on a limb and saying Harry Winks is not going to Roma. Jose definitely not signing Harry Winks for sure. See, our coach says Osimhen is the best striker in Africa.
I read some reports, you know, on towards and how CAR people are afraid of Osimhen. They should be. Saying the kind of form Osimhen has been in, you know, the past couple of weeks for Napoli, scoring goals, assisting, and his overall power play. Fantastic.
Fantastic. Was he the best player in Africa? Best striker in Africa?
He is. He is. Justifiably so because
really?
Yes.
Salah.
I fancy.
He's not a striker, right?
Now that you mention Salah.
Salah is not a striker. Salah is a forward. Yeah, right.
Yes, but for a striker, I think Osimhen.
But for a number 9, right?
Yes, Osimhen is.
I see what you're saying. Sports and So On is our last paper for review. Mbappe to join Real Madrid in January. We'll see. Of course, he's got the right to sign a pre-contract because he's going to be a free agent in the summer. Osimhen, Iheanacho, swell Eagles camp. We talked about that already. Juve to extend Cuadrado's contract. Cuadrado, ageless player, as what it's turned out to be. Tyson Fury offers to train AJ for Usyk. Tyson Fury, here we go again. Look at that. So he's got a fight on Saturday. But still has enough time to tell AJ, hit me up. I can train you and give you all of the tricks.
Possibly. AJ can go learn a thing or two from Tyson Fury. I think AJ too. You know, speaking about our own AJ, I hope that he has learned his lesson. I just wish that he had gone into this fight, into the last fight that he went into. You know how he started his career. You know, going there with. You know, packing so much punch and power.
Yeah, getting stalking.
That's the kind of if Wilder should go in there thinking that he can outbox a Fury, he's going to lose. I think the same thing happened to AJ. You don't need to prove what you're good at. Stick with it.
Yeah.
You're a power puncher. You can punch. Don't go in there trying to
outbox
or outbox
a boxer.
And Alexander Usyk, who has over 350. Fight, in his career, who's been there, done that. You don't go in there and try to. Nobody will know that you can fight. Yes, go in there, show us what you can do. Go and punch, not go there and try to outbox or you know. You can. So stick with what you know works for you, and go in there and do justice to it.
Yeah, that's the message to AJ. If you want to beat a boxer, you got to fight him. And that's what we're expecting from AJ in the rematch, which is being scheduled, or not scheduled just yet, which is being looked at for February next year. Demola, many thanks for coming on the show again. Appreciate your time. It was a good ride. It's a good ride. Thank you all for watching as well. Enjoy the rest of your day. Join us again tomorrow if you can. I am Tayo Salam.